Man, yeah, I got to talk about Blake Monroe tonight on NXT. This woman is just so good at being a heel. I hope they never turn her back babyface. Keep her a heel. But first person hop on here, I go ahead and start. What's going on? What's up, my guy? What's going on? Welcome to the chat. Hit the like button for me. Hit that like button. Glad you on. Now I'm gonna talk about Blake Monroe. Man, let's talk about it. Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Blake Monroe. Blake Monroe as a heel is gold. Heel Blake Monroe is gold. Blake Monroe's heel character is gold. It is gold, man. They don't need to turn her back babyface. She's good. She's good at being a babyface, but she's no ways as good as she is as a heel. Blake Monroe is much better off as a heel. Keep her a heel. Her heel work tonight was was the best ever heel persona she ever done. The split personality she had. She had like she had another side of her talking to her, giving her, telling her what to do, telling her how to be a fighting champion. So yeah, man, that was the best heel work by Blake Monroe ever. That was the best heel work ever. Man, it was spot on. It was spot on. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. Her best heel character work ever. Her best heel character work ever, man. So tonight, that's why they need to keep her as a heel. Keep her as a heel. I don't even know who's going to take that title off her at this point. Because she's just so great at being a heel. And I have nothing against I have nothing against Saruka. I actually like Saruka. But I like Blake Monroe way better. I like Blake Monroe better. So keep Blake Monroe as a heel. That is her best heel work ever. Hell, she's a better heel than she was in AEW, and that's facts on facts. She's a better heel than she was in AEW. Blake Monroe, that's how good she is at being a heel, man. I love me some Blake. I fucking love Blake Monroe. Blake Monroe is my top favorite NXT female wrestler. What's going on? Are you new to my chat? I don't think I never seen you here before. Are you new here? Sarah Lou? I don't think I never seen you here before. Maybe you have been here. If you're new here, subscribe to my channel. Hey, what's going on? What's up, my guy? But tonight, man, Blake Monroe cooked. So I can't wait for her title match against Saruka. That's going to be a great match. It's going to be a great match. All right, thank you. Thank you. Turn on my notifications where you won't miss my live videos. I love doing live videos over here. So turn on my notifications. But let's get back. Let me get back to Blake Monroe. So this is Blake Monroe's best heel character work ever. So tonight, man, she really outdid herself. She outdid herself with this heel character. Like she had a split per she had a per she had herself like side by side, but her personality was her in black. She had on all black, and she was talking to the other Blake Monroe that is currently the North American Women's Champion. It was just like a hallucination. It was like a hallucination, like she was hallucinating, and the other side of her personality was talking to her, and she was wearing black. That is the best heel work ever, man, that Blake Monroe has ever done. Keep that woman as a damn heel. Keep her as a heel. I fucking love that. That is what I'm talking about. That's a heel Blake Monroe I love because yes, she's beautiful. She's beautiful on the outside, but very chaotic on the inside. That's what the hell I'm talking about. Very beautiful and glamorous on the outside, but she's evil within. She's medieval within. That's what the hell I'm talking about. That's the Blake Monroe we need in NXT. Damn her being a babyface. Keep her a heel. Cause she's damn good at it. That woman is gold. I see Blake Monroe doing well on the main roster. That's how good she is. Like people talk about Jade Cargill being pretty good. She ain't got shit on Blake Monroe. She's got nothing on Blake Monroe. People could say Jade Cargill is a natural heel. That she is, but if she's a better heel than Blake Monroe, hell no. I mean, she's not by far. I see a question mark. Hey, you may be in the wrong chat, man. If you don't watch wrestling, you're in the wrong chat. I see you post a question mark. Yeah, you in the wrong chat, man. I do wrestle talk over here. If you're not in the wrestling, you on the wrong channel. But anyway, um, so yeah, man. Keep Blake Monroe as a heel. But I want to talk. I want to talk about Tatum Paxley because I like Tatum Paxley. But I'm not feeling this babyface Tatum Paxley. I'm not feeling it. I'm not liking it. Izzy Dane was right. She's being too damn nice. She's being too nice. And I like Izzy Dane. Izzy Dane is trying to tell Tatum Paxley to wake the hell up. I like Tatum Paxley, but I'm not feeling this Tatum Paxley right here. I'm not feeling it. You're being too nice as a fighting champion. Izzy Dane was right. If she constantly keep defending that title day in and day out, she's taking a huge risk of losing that title. Tatum Paxley need to calm down just a little bit. And the thing is, I like Tatum Paxley. I love Izzy Dame as well. But Izzy Dame is right. She's trying to tell her ass to calm down and stop trying to be a fighting champion and stop trying to, be a fighting champion for the fans. That is going to cause you to lose your title. And who's to say the fans won't turn on her? Because they will. But I can say this. I can say this about Izzy Dame because I know she's going to do this. And she's going to turn on Tatum Paxley. Izzy Dane is going to turn on Tatum Paxley. That's why she's close by her side. She's going to do exactly what Nikki Bella did to Stephanie Vakir. Izzy Dame is going to turn on Tatum Paxley, and how it's looking, she could be the person to take the title off of Tatum Paxley. Izzy Dame could be the person to take the title off Tatum Paxley when she turns on her. Because Tatum Paxley is being stupid. But Blake Monroe, she's about to unleash hell because her personality was talking to her tonight. That is great heel character work right there by Blake Monroe. She actually had a split personality of herself over the other side on the right hand side talking to her. No, the left hand side, she had a split personality of herself in black on the left hand side talking to her. That was hella creepy, but I fucking loved it. I loved it. That is what the hell I'm talking about. Blake Monroe, very beautiful and glamorous on the outside, but she's evil within on the inside. Beautiful and glamorous on the outside, but evil within on the inside. That is what the hell I like. That's the Blake Monroe that we need to keep. Keep Blake Monroe as a heel because her heel character work is fucking gold. It's gold. To me, it's better than it was when she was in AEW. This two-sided Blake Monroe is like Melly versus Melvin type shit. Exactly. So yeah, I love Blake Monroe as a heel. It's like when she feuded with Jordan Grace. That's when the switch went off, and that's why I fucking loved it. When she feuded with, we all know Jordan Grace is a juggernaut. You know what I'm saying? One of the most strongest, you know what I'm saying, powerhouse female wrestlers, pound for pound. And when she feuded with Jordan Grace, when they was fighting on the inside, and Jordan Grace busted Blake Monroe mouth, that's when a switch went off right there. So man, I fucking loved ever since that damn switch went off. So man, please keep Blake Monroe as a heel. That's the best heel work that I've seen in a long time. Imagine her and Alexa Bliss as a heel tag team. Imagine her and Alexa Bliss as a heel. Imagine Alexa Bliss and Blake Monroe as a dark heel tag team. Man, that shit would be so epic. Alexa Bliss and Blake Monroe would be one of my top favorite female tag team wrestlers for sure. Because Alexa Bliss and Blake Monroe as a dark heel tag team, that shit will cook. It will cook. It will cook, man. And Alexa Bliss and Blake Monroe would definitely be one of my top favorite female tag teams. That shit will cook. I'm telling you, man. And so yes, keep Blake Monroe as a heel. I love this heel character because she's proved that she's more than a damn pretty face. She proved behind that pretty face there is there is a monster within waiting to corrupt and unleash hell. So she's definitely going to retain against Saruka, but it's going to be a great match. It's going to be a great match. But man, nah, don't turn Blake Monroe babyface. Don't. I'm not saying she's terrible at being a babyface. She's good, but not no ways as good as she is as a damn heel. This is her best heel work ever. Blake Monroe dark heel character is definitely up there with Alexa Bliss for sure. And I like Blake Monroe just as much as I like Alexa Bliss, but of course I like Alexa Bliss better. I don't go against Alexa Bliss for nobody, and not even Blake Monroe. But I tell you damn what, they would be a great tag team. Or imagine Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, and Blake Monroe as a dark heel trio. Oh my god, that shit will cook. They will be my top favorite trio. Because Liv Morgan is also good with her dark, twisted character. So imagine Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, and Blake Monroe as a dark heel trio. That shit will cook. That shit will cook. Because all three of them are three of my top favorite wrestlers, but I do like Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan better than Blake Monroe. I don't go against Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan for nobody. I like both of them equal. And like I said, I don't go against neither one of them for nobody, and not even Blake Monroe. But I tell you what, they would make a great hellified, know what I'm saying, trio fiction, and they will be my top favorite trio. Because all three of them are at their very best at being heels. But Blake Monroe and Tiffany Stratton would make a great tag team. They would. But the only difference is Tiffany Stratton is damn good at being a heel too. But see, Blake Monroe, Blake Monroe has that dark heel character. She has that dark heel persona. See, Tiffany Stratton ain't got that dark heel persona in her. Tiffany Stratton, she has that stuck up prissy girl heel character. Blake Monroe has that dark heel character. So right there, Blake Monroe is by far more sick, sadistic, and twisted than what Tiffany Stratton can be and get. I ain't saying Tiffany Stratton ain't got it in her, because she definitely do. But Blake Monroe, shit, man, listen, Blake Monroe has that dark heel character. Tiffany Stratton ain't got it. Tiffany Stratton has that stuck up heel priesty girl character, but Blake Monroe, she has that dark heel character. You know what I'm saying? So big difference, but they will make a great tag team. They will make a great tag team. And that would also be a great feud. Tiffany Stratton is one of my favorite. Tiffany Stratton is one of my top favorite female wrestlers too, but I like Blake Monroe better. Bro, do you think WWE superstars still? Yeah, possibly, possibly. Blake Monroe's Mind of Android 18 or Imp Cell which one? Um, that's a tough call. I started to say the Android 18. Then again, I don't know. I might have to go with that second one. Kind of a, I don't know. Kind of a tough call. I was about to say both. I'm gonna say the imperfect cell. Think I'm gonna go with that. I don't know, man. I don't know Devon Daly. Probably both, man. I think she's a mixture of both. But yeah, man, they don't need a no. Don't turn Blake Monroe to no damn baby face, man. Blake Monroe is right now. Blake Monroe is currently in her bag. She's in her bag as a heel. Don't turn that woman back baby face. Nah. Nah, she cooks as a heel, and I love it. I'm enjoying it. But yeah, man. So Tatum Paxley, I'm not feeling this. I'm not feeling this baby face Tatum Paxley. You know what I'm saying? I'm not feeling it. She's being too nice as a champion. Like I said, she's a mixture of both in my book, man. Yeah, Android 18 did break Vegeta's arm. That is true. I'd say she's a mixture of both. She's just that damn good and chaotic as a heel. Yeah, she's a devilish heel. I love it, man. She's very demonic. She has a demonic character, and I love it. That's the Blake Monroe we need as champion. The babyface Blake Monroe, that's gonna only get her butt so far. Keep her as a damn heel. And this is why Tatum Paxley needs to wake up. She's being too nice as a babyface champion. Either they ain't trying to talk to her ass, but either they ain't simply trying to talk to her ass, but I know Izzy Dame is already set to turn on Tatum Paxley anyway. In her mind, she's already cooking up what how she's going to turn on her. But Tatum Paxley at least needs to wake the hell up and stop being so damn nice as a fighting champion. It's not gonna get her nowhere. That shit is not gonna get her nowhere. Izzy Dane trying to tell her ass. She's trying to tell her ass. But yeah, man. But thing is, I like Tatum Paxley. I love Izzy Dame too. But I know Izzy Dame is going to turn on Tatum Paxley eventually, and she could be the person to take the title off her. Help me, please. Who the hell are you, man? Anyway, so yeah, Tatum Paxley has got to stop trying to defend that title day in and day out. That's how she would lose it. That's how she's going to lose it. Bro, whoever you are, man, you in the wrong chat. Blood is all over. I don't know what you're talking about. You're in the wrong chat, bro. Had some weird ass people coming in this chat. But anyway, so yeah, I'm not feeling this baby face Tatum Paxley. And I love heel wrestlers, man. Now I got my favorite I got favorite wrestlers that's baby faces too, and I don't mind the wrestlers being baby faces, but if I'm being honest, now I like the wrestlers more as a heel. Bro, look, man, you need to get out my chat, man. I don't know who you are. You in the wrong chat. I come across some weird people in here, man. But so yeah, man, Blake Monroe, like Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss is pretty good as a babyface, but she's much better as a heel. Liv Morgan, she's pretty good as a babyface, but once again, she's much better as a heel. Much better as a heel. Alexa Bliss, Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan both are more chaotic as a heel. And Alexa Bliss is always thinking 4 steps ahead as a heel. Alexa Bliss is always thinking 4 steps ahead as a heel. No, she's yeah. She's always thinking 4 steps ahead as a heel. So now that Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair dropped the titles, I'm ready for Alexa Bliss to turn on Charlotte Flair. I'm ready. Yeah, man, it needs to happen. Alexa Bliss turns on Charlotte Flair and she gets her revenge on Charlotte Flair and get her first pinfall off Charlotte Flair and avenge her dog Lily. And to build on Alexa Bliss resume that she's pinned all four of the four horsewomen. That's what I want. And I hope I get what I want. But yeah, man, this heel Blake Monroe, she's down. She's so good at being a heel. Her heel character, like, it's right up there with Alexa Bliss. It's right up there with Alexa Bliss for sure. So yeah, man. And they can put her in some interesting matches. They can put her in all types of interesting, twisted matches against her opponents. Like imagine a lights out match. They could put her in a lights out match. Um, she had a steel cage match before. No, all types of matches. I wonder what y'all think of her wrestling with the lights red like Kane did. But they could put her in some insane matches. Or like a false count anywhere, like insane matches to match her character. Cause Blake Monroe and AEW when she feuded with Tony Storm, they had some insane matches. Like it was bloodshed in that match. Another thing, Blake Monroe is not afraid to bleed. She's not afraid to bleed. Yep. Yep. Alexa Bliss versus Blake Monroe. That would be a great match, and it would definitely go either way. But if I had to pick, I would have to go with Alexa Bliss. Sorry. Sorry. Don't go against Alexa Bliss for nobody, man. Not even Blake Monroe. But like I will be honest, the match would go either way. Because both of them are very twisted and sadistic. Both of them are very twisted and sadistic. Or imagine Alexa Bliss versus Liv Morgan versus Blake Monroe in a women's triple threat match. Oh man, that shit would cook. That would definitely go either way. That one would go either way. That would go either way, man. I'm telling you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying with her character as the North American. They put her in some interesting matches just besides her defending the title and regular matches. Put her like in hardcore matches, like a lights out match. That would be perfect. A lights out match. Like her as she need to be taken seriously as a champion. She needs to be taken seriously as the NXT North American Women's Champion. She needs to be taken seriously. They can book Blake Monroe in a feud with JC Jane. That'll cook. That'll cook. It would be nice if Gigi Dollar was still around in NXT. Imagine Blake Monroe versus Gigi Dollar in the feud. That would cook. And Gigi Dollar is one of my favorite female wrestlers, but I like Blake Monroe better. But that feud will cook. Or Blake Monroe versus JC Jane will cook. But imagine Blake Monroe versus Gigi Dollar in a lights out match. That'd be perfect for both of them because Gigi Dolin is just flat out crazy and sadistic. Gigi Dolin can be flat out crazy and sadistic, but see Blake Monroe, she has that dark sus. She Blake Monroe is crazy. I mean, Gigi Dolin is crazy and sadistic, but Blake Monroe is crazy, dark, and sadistic. She's more evil than what Gigi Dolin is. Blake Monroe is medieval. Like she's devilish. She's demonic. Yeah, she was a lunatic. That's what I'm saying. That'd be a great feud because Gigi Dolan was a lunatic. Gigi Dolan's a lunatic. But Blake Monroe, she's demonic. But the feud will cook. It'll be a great match. That's why I say I would put them in a lights out match. I would put them in a lights out match. And Blake Monroe versus JC Jane, I would make that a hardcore match, a no holds barred match. No holds barred. Yeah, like so there's way I can, you know what I'm saying, make some great matches. Blake Monroe versus Jada Parker. That'd be a good feud. I'd probably make that one a falls count anywhere. Cause Jada Parker is good at the fall is good at those type of matches too. I make that one a falls count anywhere match. Um Dudley Boy, I like the Dudley Boys, but they were never my favorites. But yeah, I used to like Bubba Ray and Devon, but they weren't my favorites. But yeah, I liked them, especially Bubba Ray. Bubba Ray was funny. Bubba Ray gave no fucks. Man, I used to love seeing Bubba Ray put no women through tables, and he'll sit there with that blank stare on his face after he do it. That shit used to be funny as hell. I remember when he put Mae Young through a table off the stage, and he stood there with that blank look on his face. That shit was funny as hell, man. That but ain't gonna lie, he pissed me off when he put Trish Stratus through a table. Now I didn't like that shit right there. I didn't like that. I was pissed off at Bubba Ray about that one. Cause Trish Stratus one of my top favorite female wrestlers. He did that shit to Trish, man. I I was hot about that one. I said, Bubba Ray, look, come the fuck on, man. Now of all the people you put through a table, you had to do that shit to Trish Stratus. I was like, no, I didn't like this shit. I didn't like that. But Devon was funny too, with like, oh my brother, testify. And he had that churchy gimmick. I thought that was funny too. But man, the funniest thing ever, what happened to Devon was when Ron Simmons came in that ring. He said, "Oh, you don't masturbate no more." he said, he said, "Guess what I do?" That's what he said. I'm about to get real sinful in you. And he done went that Farouk Spine Buster. That's the funniest Ron Simmons moment ever. But Devon was funny too. Who do I think? Um, I would say AJ Styles, but he's not going to retire John Cena, so Rusev wouldn't be a bad choice, or Sheamus. If you're new to my channel, Ryan, subscribe to my channel if you're new here. I don't know, but then again, Uber Femi might be John Cena's last opponent. I think it's Uber Femi. But once again, subscribe to my channel. Them hardcore matches back in. Oh yeah, man. Yes, yes, they did. Yes, they did. Edge ain't. I don't know. Edge is still in AEW. I don't think his contract expired. But yeah, them hardcore matches did used to cook. They used to come out there with every damn thing. I'm talking about toasters, all kinds of shit. Every weapon you can name, they came out there with. They'd come out there with a buggy from the store with weapons in there, flowers, vases, every damn thing. Well, I don't know. They might. But once again, but once again, subscribe to my channel. If you're new here, subscribe to my channel. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Mick Foley, man. Mick Foley, he's highly respected in professional wrestling because the things that man put his body through. And that's nothing. When he was in WCW, when he was Cactus Jack in WCW, he got his ear ripped off. A lot of people would have retired wrestling after that. But he kept going. He got his ear ripped off in WCW when he was Cactus Jack in WCW. Got his ear ripped off, and he kept wrestling after that shit. Got thrown off the Hell in a Cell cage. Got thrown off the Hell in a Cell cage by the Undertaker. This dude has went through it all. He tried to go for a power driver on Triple H on the Hell in a Cell cage, and Triple H back dropped him through the cage, and he fell through the cage on the mat. But the worst thing happened to Mick Foley was when the Undertaker threw him off the Hell in a Cell cage and got back up and still tried to wrestle. Got a tooth knocked up his nose and everything. And Mick Foley, man, a lot of wrestlers would have retired what Mick Foley went through in wrestling, put his body through. That tells you how much Mick Foley loved wrestling, how much he loved the wrestling business to put his body through all those types of, you know what I'm saying, excruciating, or you know what I'm saying, the pain. To put his body through all those types of pain. Got DDT'd on the floor, you know, all kinds of stuff, all kinds of pain, you know what I'm saying, done to him. Slammed on tongue. I mean, man. Yeah, Mick Foley, man. Not many come tough as Mick Foley. Not many come tough as Mick Foley. But let's not leave out Terry Funk. He was another that was willing to put his body on the line. And Mick Foley and Terry Funk, they had great chemistry. They had great chemistry in the ring. They had some great matches. They had some great, insane, hardcore matches. Those dudes used to destroy each other. When Mick Foley was Cactus Jack and Terry Funk, well, Terry Funk is Terry Funk, but when Mick Foley was Cactus Jack and him and Terry Funk had one-on-one matches against each other, those two used to destroy each other. Yeah, yeah, New Jack was hell on wheels too. Yeah, I remember New Jack from ECW. That's where I remember him from. That, you know what I'm saying? New Jack was hell on wheels too back in the day. Those three men, imagine a man, those three dudes right there, and Sandman. Sandman's another one. He's another he's another sick hardcore freak that comes to our mind. He hit himself in the damn head with a damn, you know what I'm saying, beer can. He'd be bleeding everything. He don't even care. Come to the damn ring, smoking cigarettes, drinking beer. I'm like, damn, bro, how the hell you think that's what you know? And Sabu's another one. And RVD, of course. Yeah, man. But Abdullah the Butcher, he's the king of hardcore too. Abdullah the Butcher, he was a bloodthirsty lunatic. Abdullah the Butcher was a bloodthirsty. Now Abdullah the Butcher was a bloodthirsty, you know what I'm saying, lunatic. That's who Mick Foley got that hardcore style from. Mick Foley idolized Abdullah the Butcher. That's who Mick Foley idolized. Mick Foley idolized Abdullah the Butcher. Yeah, but Abdullah the Butcher was a, you know what I'm saying, bloodthirsty, you know what I'm saying, lunatic. And Mick Foley got the chance to team up with Abdullah the Butcher. Look it up. Mick Foley said himself he idolized Abdullah the Butcher. That's where Foley got his hard. That's where Mick Foley got his hardcore style from. Abdullah the Butcher. Look it up. He'll tell you himself. All them, man, they were hardcore, bloodthirsty, you know what I'm saying? Lunatics, man. You wrestle in a hardcore match, you better be ready and prepare for whatever. You better be ready to dish out the pain and punishment that they already prepared to dish out to you. You better be prepared. RVD is another that comes to mind too. But RVD has that martial arts kickboxing background. That's what makes him stand out from all them. And he's not crazy like they are. He ain't crazy like they are. RVD the cool one. But he can get down and dirty in that ring, especially a hardcore match. RVD, you know what I'm saying? RVD ain't one of my favorites, but I never had a dislike for him. Now Sabu was crazy. Yes, RVD or Sabu, you know what I'm saying? RVD or Sabu was never one of my favorites, but I didn't have a dislike for neither one of them. I did like Sabu a little bit, but he wasn't one of my favorites. But RVD was never one of my favorites neither, but I didn't have a dislike for him. Sabu was high flying hardcore. Him and Rey Mysterio had one. Yeah, yeah. Rey Mysterio can mix it up in hardcore matches too, but that's not Rey Mysterio thing. Hardcore matches. But if you want Rey Mysterio to go there, he can go there. But Rey Mysterio is more of a high flying cruiserweight wrestler. That's what Rey Mysterio is. Now Rey Mysterio is one of my favorites. But yes, Rey Mysterio and RVD did have a great match. Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Jeff Hardy and RVD, they definitely had great chemistry back then. Chris Jericho and RVD had great chemistry. But one of my favorite Eddie Guerrero matches was when he wrestled RVD in the ladder match. And the one they had at Backlash when Eddie Guerrero won the IC title from RVD. So yeah, Eddie Guerrero and RVD, they had great chemistry too. And like I said, one of my favorite Eddie Guerrero matches was when he wrestled RVD at Backlash and they thrown him for the IC title. And they wrestled again on Raw in a ladder match for the IC title. But RVD had won that one that time. But that is still one of my favorite Eddie Guerrero matches. But that fan came out there in that ring and tried to stop Eddie from winning. Eddie Guerrero knocked the hell out of him. That pissed me off when that fan jumped in that ring. Eddie Guerrero, he knocked his ass out. But RVD had won that night. He won the IC title back that night. But that's still one of my favorite Eddie Guerrero matches. But those were some great matches back then, man. One of my favorite Sting matches was when he wrestled Cactus Jack in WCW in the Falls Count Anywhere match. Because Sting and Mick Foley had great chemistry in WCW when Mick Foley was Cactus Jack. But I didn't like when he came for Sting, you know. Ain't like when he came for Sting. Sting is my number one WCW top favorite wrestler. I ain't go against Sting for nobody in WCW. So when him and Cactus Jack wrestled at 92 at Bash at the Beach in a Falls Count Anywhere match, that's one of my favorite Sting matches. And Sting also beat Cactus Jack. So yes, Sting is my number one WCW top favorite wrestler. I ain't go against Sting for nobody in WCW except for Bret Hart. Well, Sting and Bret Hart, my top two favorite wrestlers. I like both of them equally. It's neck to neck. So yeah, so when Sting and Bret Hart wrestled against each other in WCW, it was always a toss up. It was a win-win for me because I like both of them equally. But yeah. So yeah, man. So yeah, so Blake back to Blake Monroe. Blake Monroe, yeah, keep her as a heel. Cause Blake Monroe as a heel, man, it cooks. It cooks. She's better off as a heel than a baby face. But if Izzy Dane does be the one to dethrone Tatum Paxley for the NXT Women's title, and let's say whenever Blake Monroe drops the NXT North American Women's title, she could be the person to come after Izzy Dane and dethrone her for the NXT Women's title. Izzy Dane versus Blake Monroe versus Izzy Dane would be a great match. That would be a great match. I would definitely tune in for that because I love Izzy Dane too, but I like Blake Monroe better, of course. But so tonight, man, this was Blake Monroe best heel work ever. This was her best heel work ever. Keep her as a heel. Do not turn her babyface. Please don't. That she tonight proved that Blake Monroe is better off as a heel. Tonight literally said it all. And then that Thea Hill is one of my favorites. They can even give Thea Hill a chance to face off against Blake Monroe in a match. They can book it to be a regular match. And the match will turn out pretty decent because no, actually turn out pretty good because Thea Hill can wrestle. And that arm bar she has is deadly. That arm bar, that Corquita, what's it called? It's not a Corquita clutch. I forgot the name. I think it's the Kimura lock. That Kimura lock she does like Brock Lesnar do. That her Kimura lock is pretty deadly. Her Kimura lock is pretty, you know what I'm saying, deadly. When she put that thing on you 9 out of 10, you are tapping out. So that will be a pretty good match with Blake Monroe versus Steel Hill, but Steel Hill not gonna win the title. It's not Steel Hill time yet. It's not. It's not her time yet. Steel Hill, Steel Hill. She has long ways to go. She has long ways to go. But but the best way they could start her out is she win her first piece of championship tag team gold. That wouldn't be a bad idea. You know what I'm saying? She'll just be the youngest. She'll be the youngest one half of the women's tag team champion. But like I said, that wouldn't be a bad call. But I just say it's not Thea Hill's time yet. It's not Thea Hill's time yet. They just got her, but at least she's getting TV time. She's getting TV time, but it's not Thea Hill. It's not Thea Hill's time yet to win a title. Yeah, it's not her time. She still got a couple of years ahead of her. They'll probably start doing something with her when she turn maybe next year or a year or two. I'm gonna give it a year or two. They're probably gonna start doing something with Thea Hill. I'm gonna give it a year or two. I'm gonna give it a year or two with Thea Hill. Thea Hill is one of my favorite female wrestlers. Yeah, I love Thea Hill. She's an underrated talent. Yeah, Thea Hill always been one of my favorite female wrestlers. But so yeah, put Blake Monroe in some interesting title matches. Put Blake Monroe in some interesting title matches with her heel character. Like right now, Blake Monroe versus Tatum Paxley, that would cook. Cause Blake Monroe, after they wrestle and she, let's say, well, I'm not gonna say you're not gonna have her to dethrone Tatum Paxley for the NXT Women's title right now. Cause I think that's it for Easy Dame to win from her. But if they had Blake Monroe to wrestle, like go up against Tatum Paxley, but Tatum Paxley retains the title thanks to Easy Dane getting involved or something like that. Let's say that brings a dark side out of Tatum Paxley, and she snaps out of this nice girl persona, defending that title all the time. Let's say she finally snaps out of that. But like I said, I still think it's set for Easy Dane to turn heel, then you know what I'm saying, then turn on Tatum Paxley and take the title off her. I think all of that is set for Easy Dane. But let's just say Blake Monroe and Taylor Patsy face off against each other for the NXT Women's title. Blake Monroe doesn't win the title because Easy Dame comes to the match and help her win, or the match wins by disqualification or something like that. But let's say a dark side comes out of Taylor Paxley and she wakes up and snaps out of being nice and defending that title all the time. Yeah, let's say that put a little spunk back at Taylor Paxley because Taylor Paxley had a dark character too at one point. So let's say that put some spunk back in Taylor Paxley. So let's say that happens. That wouldn't be a bad call. But like I said, keep Blake Monroe as a heel. She's so good at being a heel. Just keep her as a heel. Cause that glamorous slash heel dark persona, she's at her best. She's at her very best. But I want Taylor Paxley to snap out of this nice girl character because JC Jane you try to use that against her tonight. So I hope Taylor Paxley retains. She don't lose the title. Blake Monroe is at her peak. Blake Monroe is at her peak. She's definitely at her peak. She's at her peak for sure. There is no denying that. Blake Monroe is at her peak. So yeah, like I said, they do not turn her heel. I mean, do not turn her baby face. It's not gonna cook like it is as her as a currently heel right now. It's not gonna cook as her as a heel. It's not gonna cook. It's not gonna cook. They turn her baby face is gonna be a mistake. Yeah, I want that as well. I want that as well. But this time, she don't care about making friends with nobody. She goes back to her inner self playing with the dolls with the dark character, but she doesn't care about trying to make friends. She's just who she is. She's just who she is. And then people won't take advantage of her no more. Like Jada Parker, they won't take advantage of her no more. Then if she embraced her inner self like Daphne, and she go back to playing with the dolls and stuff as her dark character playing with the dolls and stuff, and embrace her inner dark self, and she goes off attacking people like Jada Parker and all them, she will be fine. They won't bother her no more, and she will be perfect that way. She will be perfect that way. That might be what happens when Izzy Dame turns on her and take the title off her. That could possibly happen. But I'm pretty sure when Tatum Paxley drops the title to Izzy Dame, they're going to send her up to the main roster, and they're going to pair her up with Live Valkyria. That's what I think gonna happen. Yeah, Lowry is the only real friend that Tatum Paxley got. That's why I said when Tatum Paxley drops the title to Izzy Dame, if that happens, which is I think it is, when Tatum Paxley drops the title to Izzy Dame, which is I think is going to happen, because I think Izzy Dame is going to turn on Tatum Paxley, and I think Tatum Paxley is going to drop the title to, you know what I'm saying, Izzy Dame. Then they're going to send they're going to send Tatum Paxley up to the main roster, and they're going to pair her up with Live Valkyrie, and they're going to be a tag team. That's what I think is going to happen. That's about the best solution they could do. That would definitely give Tatum Paxley something to do. So yeah, I think Tatum Paxley is coming up to the main roster after when Easy Dame turns heel and turn on her, and she could be the one to dethrone Tatum Paxley for the NXT Women's title. Then, like I said, they send Tatum Paxley up to the main roster and pair her up with Live Valkyrie, and they be a tag team. By then, Live Valkyrie and Bailey probably won't be teaming up with each other anymore. But then again, they still could. They could possibly could, and they just send Taylor Paxley up to the main roster and pair her up with Live Valkyrie and Bailey. That wouldn't be a bad trio neither. That wouldn't be a bad trio. Taylor Paxley been recruited with Live Valkyrie and Bailey. That's what I see happening. Taylor Paxley just be the new member recruited. Yeah, Taylor Paxley just be the but Taylor Paxley just be the new member recruited with Live Valkyrie and Bailey. So we're gonna see how that play out. But I'm just not feeling this Tatum Paxley with the nice girl character. I'm not feeling it. I'm not liking it. I'm not feeling it. I don't like it at all. And she's being too nice, and JC Jane is taking advantage of it. I like JC Jane, but she ain't one of my favorites. Now Fallon Henley is one of my favorites. I wonder when. Well, I don't know. I don't know when Federal Influence is going to break up. I don't think they're breaking up anytime soon. Cause then they got I forgot her name. I think her name is Langley. I think Langley something. But she's a new member of Federal Influence. So far it look like they're not going to have them breaking up anytime soon. But it's cool. I ain't tripping about it. But Fallon Henley is one of my favorite female wrestlers. And she's also my favorite member in Federal Influence. So yeah, let's keep Blake Monroe as a heel. Tonight this was her best heel work ever. And I can tell you right now, she's gonna make that NXT North American Women's Championship very prestigious in every which way. She's gonna make that title very prestigious. So they don't need to turn her heel. They don't need to turn her babyface. Keep her as a heel, man. Blake Monroe is at her peak as a heel. And with that being said, I'm going to get up out of here. Thanks for everybody watching my video. And for the new people that came to my channel, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Turn on my notifications where you won't miss any of my videos that I do in my short clip videos. So with that being said, it's your boy Hitman D, and I'm going to sign out.